This video will discuss your account using our Colortech sample site. For this site, our account is going to be in the top right-hand corner. Most likely yours will as well, but sometimes they can be found in the footer. Going to go to our account, and you'll have a couple different options here at the top. Your profile, regardless of whether or not you're an admin or a general user, I believe all users are able to access and edit their own profile. So they can change their phone number, their name, add a title, anything like that. The next option would be a password. Passwords must have these items down here, and it will only approve it if they are. It also can only be chosen by the user, meaning if you lose your password, we cannot look up the password on our end. We can reset the password for you or help you reset it, but we cannot tell you what your current password is. There is no way to see a password once it is set. Addresses and locations. The difference between these are addresses are items you put in manually. Locations are items that we can preload, or you can add these as well. But these would be more of if you have 5 different locations throughout Pennsylvania, you can make those a default that go across every single site and every single user, versus your addresses may have your address only or just your client's addresses. So we can enable locations across the board and you can customize the addresses. To add them, go ahead and click Add New and fill out all the information. Users will all show up here. We currently only have one for our test site. You can add a new user by clicking Add New User and fill out all the proper information. A few things to go over here is most often people do not have approved orders, so you're going to want to make sure this is left blank. If for some reason you do have an order approval system on your website, you'll go ahead and you will check the group that will be approving this user's orders. So for example, if I was an admin and I need super admins to approve my orders and they do not get processed until that, I will check super admin. You're going to want to check receive email notifications. This means that the user itself will receive email notifications when their order is placed with tracking information and when their order ships. You do not need to check receive all email notifications. This is mostly important if you're adding an admin. If you add an admin and you choose this, they will receive an email anytime anybody orders because they're allowed to see that. However, if you're a general user, even if you check this, you won't get that because you don't have that approval. But for safe, we just most likely will leave that blank. Most often, again, this is going to be the default user account is approved. If for some reason this gets unchecked, the user will not be able to log in. You can go ahead and change that later, or I can change it on the back end of the site. However, it always needs to be approved for the user to access the site. Can view pricing. A majority of our sites do use pricing, even if it's $0. So most often you're going to want to check this, but if you want them to be able to order without viewing the price, let's say you have a client that you want to show your storefront to, but you don't want them to know any pricing, you can go ahead and leave that off. General information here, password, you can show them how to change the password after. Again, once it's changed, we cannot access it, so they will be on their own for their own password. And then groups. It's very important to select the correct group here under which one you would want. So for example, we made myself an admin, which super admins are going to approve it, so I would make myself an admin for this person. And then you'd hit save. Once you're here, there is going to be all the users laid out. There will be a button that says impersonate user right here. Once you go ahead and click on that, a red bar will appear at the top and it will say you are acting as X user. Return to your account with a button. From this point forward, you will be acting as that other user. So let's say Karen from accounting needed to place an order. She's having trouble. You go ahead, log in and impersonate her user, and you can order that through her account. So all of the tracking is up to date and accurate. And then when you're done, you place the order and then you can go back to your account. It is note, however, you can only see what that user can see. So if Karen wasn't allowed to order promo items and you impersonate her, you will not be able to order promo items. And then when you're done, you can click out of that and you will turn back into your account. If you have any questions with that, most likely it's going to be our web team. You can call anybody here at Colortech, email us, and they'll be able to pass you along to the proper person. We can help you out. Again, we can access all of these on the back end ourselves. This is how you can access it on the front end. And if there's any issues, we can always help you out. Thanks.